Your critics are a gift. Doubt is often the spark that ignites greatness. Use their disbelief as fuel. They said you couldn't do it, and maybe at some point you believed them. Maybe you started shrinking yourself to fit into their expectations. You heard the laughter, the whispers, the subtle jabs. Who does he think he is? She'll never make it out of this place. And somewhere deep inside, that lit a fire. Good. Because I need you to understand something today, asterisk, your critics are not your curse. They are your catalyst. Asterisk, they are the ones unknowingly sharpening your sword with every word they speak against you. Every time they said you weren't good enough, they handed you another rep in the mental gym. That's fuel, that's pressure, that's the weight you lift to get stronger. You think the doubt is hurting you. No, what's hurting you is believing it. But if you flip the script, if you start seeing every insult as asterisk evidence that you're worth the threat asterisk, then everything changes. See, people don't throw stones at empty trees. If they're talking, it's because you've got something they don't. Maybe it's your potential, maybe it's your resilience, maybe it's the fact that deep down, they know they quit on themselves and seeing you try reminds them of everything they gave up on. And if you've been doubted your whole life, if you were overlooked, underestimated, rejected, asterisk asterisk, congratulations, that's the edge. Asterisk asterisk, the people born into privilege, praise, and easy wins, most of them never develop grit. Never had to fight for it, never had to rise from nothing with nothing. But asterisk you've had to scrap. You've had to figure it out. You've had to take punches, wipe blood off your mouth, and get back in the ring. That's real power, because when the storm hits, you don't panic, you asterisk remember. Asterisk, you've been here before. You were trained in the shadows, and now you're about to shine in the light. They said you wouldn't last. But they didn't know you were asterisk built for endurance. Asterisk, they said you weren't smart enough, but they didn't see you in the library while they were partying. They said you'd quit, but you turned maybe into asterisk asterisk must. Asterisk asterisk, they don't get to write your story. They don't get to narrate your future, and they sure as hell don't get to define your value. This is the moment where you stop asking why me, and start declaring watch me. Because when you finally walk across that stage, when you open that business, when you hit that milestone, those same critics, they'll be quiet. They'll pretend they always believed in you, but you'll know. You'll remember every word, every smirk, every rejection, and you won't need to rub it in because your life will do the talking. So let them doubt, let them mock, let them bet against you. Just make sure you turn that pressure into performance. Because the greatest revenge isn't screaming back. It's becoming so successful, so undeniable that they can't ignore you anymore. Belief is built, not inherited. No one is born confident. You must train your mind like a muscle. You weren't born with belief. None of us were. That's the lie they sell you, that confidence is something some people just have, like a gift from the heavens, some magical trait reserved for the chosen few. But here's the truth. Belief is not genetic, it's not inherited, and it's not luck. Asterisk asterisk, belief is built. Asterisk asterisk, brick by brick, day by day, rep by rep. You have to earn it, craft it, construct it like a warrior sharpening his blade. Nobody wakes up invincible. They become that way by refusing to accept weakness as permanent. You want to believe in yourself. Stop waiting for it to show up like a package at your front door. It doesn't come wrapped in motivation or comfort. Belief is built through asterisk asterisk action in the face of fear. Asterisk asterisk, it comes from doing what you said you would do long after the mood has left your body. You think the people you admire were confident when they started. No. They were scared out of their minds just like you, but they showed up anyway. They didn't wait for the feeling, they acted their way into belief. And belief isn't loud. It's not some over-the-top pep talk you give yourself in the mirror once a week. Belief is quiet. It's personal. It's forged in the private moments when no one is clapping, no one is watching, and you still put in the work. You studied when your eyes burned. You trained when your legs begged to stop. You kept going when the results said quit. That's belief. That's what it really looks like. You want to change your life. Change the asterisk asterisk narrative in your mind. Asterisk asterisk, you've been telling yourself lies for too long. I'm not good enough. I always mess up. and nothing ever works out for me. And you've repeated it so often, it became a truth in your system. But it's not truth, it's asterisk programming. Asterisk and the good news. Programming can be rewritten. That's what belief really is, it's asterisk internal reprogramming. Asterisk and you do it through consistent evidence. Show yourself you're different now. Show yourself you can follow through. Show yourself that no matter how much you failed in the past, asterisk, this time is not that time. Asterisk because let me tell you, there is no power like someone who once doubted themselves and finally decided, I'm done living small. When you make that shift, when you stop borrowing belief from others and start building it inside yourself, you become unstoppable. It doesn't mean the fear disappears. It means the fear stops driving. And suddenly you're walking with a different energy. You walk into rooms with quiet fire. You speak with grounded certainty. You don't need to prove anything to anyone because you've already proven it to yourself. You don't get belief by waiting. You don't get belief by wishing. You get it by moving, by acting, by refusing to die with potential still buried inside. So don't wait to believe, move until you do. And when the belief finally clicks, the world won't recognize you, and that's exactly the point. Skill is the great equalizer. Mastery makes excuses irrelevant. Learn, adapt, dominate. Skill doesn't care where you were born, what color your passport is, or how small your bank account looks right now. It only cares about sweat equity and hours deposited. Every minute you aimlessly scroll is a minute your future rival is drilling their craft, turning weakness into weapon, ignorance into insight. While the crowd debates talent versus luck, champions are in the lab, stacking micro improvements that compound into dominance. You want leverage in life. Skill is compound interest on disciplined repetition, and the rate is entirely under your control. There is a reason the marketplace rewards competence. Problems flee from those who know exactly how to solve them. In a world overdosing on opinions, execution is the rare currency that never devalues. When you master something, coding, sales, design, public speaking, you walk into any room carrying undeniable proof of value. Notice how people hush when the expert speaks. That silence is respect purchased with late night tutorials, extra reps, rewrites nobody clapped for. Every flaw you fix, every concept you conquer is a brick in the fortress of credibility that no gossip can breach. Don't envy the prodigy who coasts on raw talent. Talent untended rots. Envy the grinder who turns clumsy first attempts into polished precision, because that person owns a process they can duplicate forever. Skill is solar, powered. It generates confidence even on the darkest days. When fear tries to negotiate, skill slams the door with factual evidence, statistics you earned, results you delivered. You think doubt survives in the presence of irrefutable competence. Doubt evaporates like mist under a noon sun. When confronted with mastery, stop announcing goals and start absorbing knowledge until the work itself becomes your resume. Read manuals until the pages blur. Practice scales until the strings bite. Rehearse pitches until rejection gets bored and walks away. Treat boredom as the threshold most competitors refuse to cross. Push through and the field thins until opportunity has no alternative but to shake your hand. Skill isn't sexy in the moment. Calloused fingers, tired eyes, cluttered desks. But luxury later is rented by those ugly hours now remember. Complexity is just simplicity mastered repeatedly. Break the mountain into pebbles and move them daily. Record and review your own performance like a brutal coach. Celebrate progress, but critique relentlessly. Seek feedback from people whose success you respect, not from friends who fear your evolution. Pay for courses, attend workshops, volunteer for tasks above your pay grade, anything to add another weapon to your arsenal. The goal is not to become a jack of all trades and master of none, The goal is to stack overlapping proficiencies until versatility itself becomes a superpower when promotion time comes. Skill walks in first and negotiates your worth before you open your mouth. When the economy shakes, skill is the parachute that lands you safely while others free, all on wishful thinking. It's the reason investors answer your emails, clients sign without haggling, mentors open doors they keep locked for amateurs. Skill crowds out insecurity because there's no room for imposter syndrome inside a mind overflowing with practiced competence. Every hour you hesitate is an hour someone else advances. Decide who that someone will be. Pick the tool, pick the arena, and bleed on the altar of repetition until the tool feels like an extension of your will. Then take that sharpened edge into the world's noise, carve your signature into problems others deem impossible, and watch the skeptics recalibrate their opinions in real time. Let them watch. Discipline is louder than hype show up when it's boring. Winners aren't excited, they're committed. Discipline is the muscle that separates talkers from doers, dreamers from builders, and the almost made it from the ones who own the finish line. Everybody wants the win, everybody loves the hype, but almost nobody has the stomach for the repetition it takes to become great. Motivation, that's cute. That's the shot of espresso that gets you started. But what happens when the excitement wears off, when the applause fades, when no one is watching, clapping, or posting about your grind? That's where most people fold, and that's where you go to war. You don't need hype. You need habits, habits that kick in when your body wants to stop, habits that execute even when your mind is screaming for comfort. See, success doesn't come from your high days, it comes from how you operate on your low days. Anyone can work hard when they feel good, when they're inspired, when they're fired up from a motivational video. But that doesn't build champions. Champions are built in silence. They're built on early mornings when it's cold and no one's up yet. They're built on Friday nights when everyone's out partying and you're still at the desk, still in the gym, still perfecting your craft. That's where the separation happens. Discipline is not about feeling ready, it's about deciding that feelings don't get a vote anymore. Your goals don't care how you feel. The bills still need to be paid. Your legacy still needs to be written. You don't skip work because you're tired, so why skip building your own vision? Treat your dreams like they're your job. Show up with urgency. Show up when it's inconvenient, because the truth is, discipline is freedom in disguise. You think you're being hard on yourself now. Try living a life full of regret later. Look around, 95% of people want easy. That's why average is crowded. They want the result, but not the responsibility. They want success, but only if it's comfortable, and they keep starting over again and again, because they never stayed consistent long enough to see breakthrough. You think you're missing out because you're staying in. You're not missing the party. You are the party. You're building something they'll one day celebrate. One day they'll say, I knew you would make it. But you'll remember they were busy scrolling while you were studying, chilling while you were grinding. Let them talk. Let them laugh. They won't laugh when you own the outcome. Discipline doesn't just create results, it transforms identity. Each time you do what you said you would do, even when you didn't feel like it, your brain rewires. It stops seeing you as a liar and starts seeing you as a finisher. That's power, because the day you fully trust yourself to execute no matter what, that's the day you become unstoppable. So the question is not, do I feel like it today? The question is, what kind of person am I becoming by what I do today? Every workout, every reading session, every act of follow through is a brick in the empire you're building. One brick doesn't look like much, but stack enough of them, and suddenly you've built a fortress no excuse can enter. Let others wait to feel good. Let others chase hype. You're built different. You show up because your future is not up for negotiation. You don't need permission. Waiting for validation keeps you average. Build while they sleep. You're waiting for permission, waiting for someone to validate your dream, your plan, your fire. Let me be brutally clear with you right now, asterisk, no one is coming to save you. Asterisk, no one is going to hand you the green light and say, now is your time. The truth is, people only believe in you asterisk after asterisk you've believed in yourself. That applause you're craving, that support you're waiting for, it shows up asterisk after asterisk the work, not before. So if you're still stuck, still hesitating, still waiting for someone to tell you you're worthy asterisk, wake up asterisk. That's not how winners move. The moment you realize you don't need permission is the moment everything changes. You don't need your parents' approval. You don't need your friends' validation. You don't need the world to understand your vision. You need to act. You need to move like someone who knows they belong at the top, even if no one else can see it yet. You keep waiting to feel ready. Asterisk, you will die waiting. Asterisk, the battlefield doesn't care if you're nervous. The opportunity doesn't care if you've got butterflies. You're either prepared or you're left behind, and guess what prepares you? Asterisk, action. Asterisk, not planning, not wishing. Asterisk, execution. Asterisk, most people aren't stuck because of a lack of talent. They're stuck because they've convinced themselves they need someone else to say, yes, you're allowed to rise. They want a coach, a mentor, a boss, or some divine sign to appear and give them permission to go. Let me break it down for you asterisk, no one will invest in a version of you that you don't believe in yourself. Asterisk, if you don't have conviction, why should anyone else? You're asking for external confidence when you haven't done the internal work. Flip that, build your own fire so bright it makes them look twice. You think people will give you a shot out of kindness. No, they give you a shot because you've already built something undeniable. You don't get picked asterisk, you make yourself unignorable asterisk. You build, you create, you show up day after day until your presence can't be denied. That's how this game is played, not by waiting for the door to open, but by kicking the damn thing off the hinges and saying, I belong here. You have an idea, start. You have a goal, execute. Don't ask for permission to post your work, to start your business, to lead, to teach, to evolve. Just do it. Let them laugh, let them doubt, let them misunderstand. It's not your job to make them comfortable with your greatness. It's your job to asterisk, become asterisk so sharp, so focused, so consistent, that their opinions evaporate under the pressure of your results. Because while they're sitting in the stands giving commentary, you're out on the field building legacy. Stop shrinking. Stop stalling. The greatest tragedy is not failure. The greatest tragedy is asterisk never starting because you were waiting for applause that was never yours to need. Asterisk, you're not here to ask for a seat at the table. You're here to build the damn table and make them wonder how they ever ate without you. Results silence the noise, let your wins do the talking. They can hate your grind, but they can't deny your success. This game of life, it's not won in a single play. It's won in the grind, in the repetition, in the ruthless consistency to keep showing up long after the mood has left. You want to know what separates the top 1% from the rest? It's not talent, it's not connections, it's not even education. Asterisk, it's consistency. Asterisk, day in, day out, rain or shine, high or low, they show up. And not just when they feel like it, they show up asterisk, especially asterisk, when they don't. Because discipline can start the race, but asterisk, consistency is what finishes it. Asterisk, every time you show up when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when it's lonely, that's a deposit in the bank of greatness. And over time, those deposits compound. People look at champions and think they got there overnight, but what they're really seeing is asterisk, 10 years of invisible work finally becoming undeniable. Asterisk, every late night, every early morning, every setback they push through without quitting, that's what made them. That's what built the unshakable version of them. Consistency is boring to the world but sacred to the successful. While everyone else is chasing novelty, chasing distractions, chasing the next dopamine hit you're building. brick by brick, rep by rep, minute by minute. Others quit because they're addicted to immediate results, but you understand the power of process. You're not here for the quick win, you're here to dominate the long game. The world will test you. You'll hit weeks where nothing seems to work. No progress, no applause, just silence, and that's when most people fall off. They think the lack of results means the effort isn't working. Wrong. The work always works, it's just that the results show up later than the effort. That's the trap. That's where dreams go to die, not from failure, but from the lack of patience to let consistency do its job. You keep doing the work, and eventually the work starts working for you. You become sharper, faster, more effective. The same tasks that drained you last month become part of your flow. And suddenly, you're pulling away from the pack, not because you're more gifted, but because you never stopped swinging. You never let up, and now the momentum is on your side. But let me make this clear: consistency doesn't mean perfection. You will fall, you will slip. That's part of the process. What matters is what you do after. Do you ghost your progress, or do you get back up and return to the routine? Winners aren't perfect, they're just relentless. They treat every day like it counts, because it does. The reps you skip today are the results you don't get tomorrow. And when the pain hits, when life gets heavy, when quitting starts whispering in your ear you silence it with action. Because that's what consistent people do. They don't negotiate with weakness. They move, they execute. You want a life that makes the doubters shut their mouths. Then you better be consistent when they're not looking. You better show up on the days they're sleeping in. You better keep rising while they coast. Because at the end of it all, the loudest message you'll ever send is not spoken ***. It's proven through the life you've built one consistent day at a time. ***, let the world talk. Let them wonder, you. You just keep showing up every damn day.